Guessing a lot was probably bugging Torey about that loss last night. It's one of 162. You're going to lose some games. But the way they lost, Wolf, is not really the way that the Diamondbacks expect to lose games. So you said this earlier. Best thing about baseball, you don't have to wait a week to go remedy it, or you don't have to. I mean, you get to play the Cubs again tonight. You don't
That's
even
right.
have to. You don't have to wait a month to go play the Cubs again. You have to start playing other teams. You play them again tonight and tomorrow and Sunday. Merrill Kelly on the mound tonight for the Diamondbacks against Jameson Taillon of the Chicago Cubs. This, I don't want to say got totally lost in the shuffle, but it wasn't like the headline coming out of the game. But in that game, you had Eugenio Suarez get hit with a pitch. You had Corbin Carroll get hit on the elbow with a pitch that if he wasn't wearing that elbow protector,
yes,
I don't think he'd be playing for a while. He ended up being fine. And then you had Gino almost get hit in the face 2 more times. So that's not nothing at that point.
You know, I've often wondered about this, the retribution, of course, and the way it's been frowned upon over the last, I would say, 15, 20 years, really, that I've been on the air. Little by little by little, it's been frowned upon more and more and more with each passing year. Wouldn't you say that is true about the retaliation?
Yeah,
and you know, if you're going to throw at our guys, we're throwing at your guys.
But I don't think it's gone away.
I don't think it's gone away. I don't think it's gone away. I think it's been frowned upon, and yet at the same time, you have to hold players accountable. You do. You do it on a football field, and you do it on a baseball field as well. You have to hold people accountable. If somebody's cheap-shotting your teammate, you're going to have to go out there, and at some point in time, if you get a shot at him on the field, you get a shot at him, you got to take it. Can't tell you how many times a guy would come off the field back when I was playing, say 42, 42, and everyone knew what 42 meant. Hey, listen, if you get a shot at it blocking 42, take him out. Go ahead and do it. Do it legally, but take him out. And that's how you would reinforce cheap shot artists back in my day when you were playing in the National Football League. That's what you would do, Basinonians. It's a little bit different today, of course, but it still does happen today. You police yourselves as players. I think the same thing applies to Major League Baseball. I think it's still relevant. It was interesting to hear Mark Grace after the broadcast talking about it. Gracie went into detail on it. I respect Gracie a lot in regard to this stuff because he knows.
You know, Steele's the guy who hit Corbin Carroll early in the game, and do I think that was intentional? No, I don't. I mean, Justin Steele's, it's opening day and he's starting, right? I mean, he's probably not going out there and be, okay, I'm going to hit Corbin Carroll. That's how I'm going to really set the tone for the season. But it doesn't matter. The ball hit him, and I'm not joking. If he wasn't wearing that elbow, like you could hear it hit the elbow protector. So if he's not wearing the elbow protector, then it's just his elbow that it's hitting like that. So whatever, a guy gets hit, okay, no big deal. There wasn't any retaliation. But Gino gets hit too, and then they throw up an in on Gino later in the game and almost hit him in the face. And then in the same at bat, they do it again. So it's like this isn't just, hey, a pitch got away from Justin Steele and Corbin Carroll got hit. You had 2 guys get hit, and you almost had Gino get hit 2 more times. Here's Torey Lovullo after the game.
I let the league take care of it. They promised me they would. So that's something that gets into the umpire's hands and the league's hands. And trust me, I can get as old school as you need me to. And I try really hard not to. But at the end of the day, I trust that nobody's throwing intentionally at anybody. It's a very dangerous thing, and a lot of people can get hurt quickly. And if it gets to that point, you know, it's going to leave a black eye on baseball. So, on Major League Baseball. So we try to avoid that. Major League Baseball has asked all managers to make that happen. I don't think there was intent on any of those. I just think things were getting away from. I know you're talking about Gino, who got hit once and then got his tower buzzed twice. I don't like it. I hate it. And if you're going to miss and if you're going in there and you know where it's going, go ahead and throw it. But if you don't know where it's going, you better get it down. I don't want to see anybody get hit in the head.
Yeah. You know, just
I can get as old school as you need me to is a great quote.
That is a great quote right there. Just listening to Torey talk about that very thing, basically, and say, you know, I don't think there's going to be any retaliation. I don't think there's going to be any retaliation today. All right.
Oh, what they play again tomorrow?
But once
and
again,
Sunday.
that's right. Could I see it happening in Game 3, Game 4? Yes, I could see that happening. Once again, players policing themselves for the most part. But I did think it was interesting to hear Torey right there talking about that. And I can get as old school as you want. Yet he summed up that you can just feel it. Major League Baseball does not want this. They do not want this. The retaliation part of it. Yet at the same time, if you're going to bust us inside, you're going to pitch us inside, and it's going to get away from you. And you're going to start dropping some of our guys down to the ground. At some point in time, we may wish to remind you that goes both ways.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, it's all opinion, right? We're all trying to project this out. Do I really think the Cubs came into opening day yesterday and they're like, we're going to hit a bunch of D-backs. We're going to start the season off right. I don't think it was that. It might not have been intentional at all, but it doesn't matter. At a certain point, again, it's not, you didn't hit one guy. You hit two guys, and you almost hit a third guy twice in the face.
Yeah.
So at a certain point, whether it's intentional or not, you don't get to keep coming inside without us coming inside. So we're going to throw one. Hey, maybe our pitches get a little close. We'll just remind you, you're not the only team that can throw inside. Maybe you don't throw inside so much no more, right? I mean, that's like,
I like the way you said that.
Well, I mean, you already hit two of our guys, and you almost hit Gino in the face twice after that. So maybe you shouldn't be throwing inside. Kind of like Torey said, if you can't control your pitches, maybe you should get the pitches a little bit lower in the zone. So, do I think we're gonna have a brawl tonight? No, I don't. I'm with you. Probably wait a day. But I even if it wasn't intentional, at a certain point, they've hit two of your guys and almost hit two more, even though it was Gino both times. I'm guessing the Cubs are probably going to get some pitches inside here at some point. Just be a reminder of like, hey, you don't own the inside of the plate. We can throw in there too.
Yeah, and it is a little suspicious. I mean, Eugenio did actually hit that home run.
Hit the home run and almost got hit 3 times.
Yeah, so it is a little bit of a reminder right there. But again, I don't think there's going to be any type of retaliation today. Even though there's 3 games
it's a
left.
4-game series.
That's
though.
right. I just don't think it's going to be so obvious it's going to be a situation today. I could be wrong on that. If it were today, Luke, is there a guy in the bullpen that you think might actually take the liberty or enjoy doing that?
Well,
if there was one guy in the bullpen you could actually point to.
And he's hurt. I would say Kevin Ginkel. Yeah. I don't think he would mind doing it.
Why? I would have said the same thing.
Because Kevin Ginkel he'll yell at Ronald Acuna on third base if he's jumping around too much.
What do you mean? Step off the mound. He stepped off the mound and walked at him, yelling at him.
I'll give you a guy, though. He's not in the bullpen that if it gets to this point in this series, I don't think mine's coming inside to just kind of remind the other team, hey, stop doing that. And that guy's Merrill Kelly, who's pitching tonight. Yeah. So I tend to agree with you. Look, the Diamondbacks' priority is to win a game now and get back, even this up here quickly. I don't think they're like, okay, who do we hit? But if you're talking about a player that would go out there and buzz whoever inside on the Cubs lineup, maybe Kyle Tucker, I don't know. I don't think Merrill Kelly would mind doing it. Probably not looking to hit anybody, but maybe just to be like, hey, you know how your pitchers throw inside? We can do that too.
Yeah, we like to pitch inside here as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes it gets away from us, a little high and tight.
Better hope it's not Justin Martinez doing it.
It is one of the most brutal things to deal with. I mean, anybody who has played baseball, you know exactly what it's like when they buzz the tower. You have to drop your feet and just hit the ground full force. It really is a wake-up call when you get buzzed. One of the most, I would say this, it's unsettling. The only thing more unsettling is a blindside block to the face. That's the only thing more unsettling.
Thanks for watching Wolf and Luke. Tap to see more and click the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.